Okay, so here are the rails, and here is our show.
Completely off. Completely gone today. What in the world? Derailed. Yay, you're here. Welcome to the CK and GK podcast. Let's get going. I'm doing a deep dive on the Duggars these days, so I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
A lot of YouTube about the Duggars. True story.
I'm recording, by the way.
Oh, oops. All right. Welcome to Tuesday.
Hi, everybody. We're so glad you're here.
Thanks for coming. As you heard last time, I had high blood pressure, and the medicine that my doctor has prescribed to me makes me wake up in the night to pee. And once I'm up. So now I'm working on a deep dive on the Duggars and just watching a lot of YouTube all about the Duggars.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome to CK and GK. We're two moms who are also teachers.
We pretend to adult on a regular basis.
We know lots of things about the Duggars.
There's some more we don't know about the Duggars.
Our approach to teaching is all about fun and practicality. So come and laugh and learn with us. So today I have with me the woman who is more Irish than Carrie Gold.
God bless you. It's cheese.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
I love cheese, and Carrie Gold is really good. I'm Caitlin, by the way. I have with me the most naive and precious yet savage cheesecake-loving golden girl, Rose Nyland.
Oh,
she is a savage, despite the fact that she has no clue what's going on in half the episode. That's Jenny.
Let's be real. I don't know what's happening half this episode, so
you didn't come here for anything other than entertainment.
The how-to lay very loose. Although we were number one on the how-to chart.
We were number one on a how-to chart very recently. That's very true. It was pretty special, honestly. If you want to help us stay up there, you need to rate our show. Thanks. I mean that in a really kind way.
Will everyone please come to the carpet and sit crisscross for our circle time?
Yes. Are we going to sing happy birthday to me because this episode's going to come out on my birthday?
Oh my gosh, is it?
Yes, it's going to come out on my birthday.
That's so exciting.
I know.
Your 40th birthday?
You're such a brat.
All right. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. And I'm not 40. I'm close.
No, she's not.
I'm close.
She's not. She still has another birthday until that happens.
Ew, I have 2 birthdays until that happens.
Two.
Thank you. 2. We'll talk about sports. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm just here to talk to you about football players making too much money. In the last couple of days, we have seen some ginormous contracts get signed.
Yeah.
Von Miller just signed $120 million for 6 years at Buffalo.
Okay, so I love Von Miller. I'm actually wearing my Broncos t-shirt right now. Broncos t-shirt.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
And I'm very sad that he left the Broncos. I'm not sure that anyone needs $120 million over 6 years, especially when teachers are lucky to get $40,000 a year. But
do you remember when they did that video that was the teacher draft?
Yes.
What was the name of that show?
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele. Mm-hmm. They did teachers as sport rock stars, and they're like, oh, is Mrs. Thompson going to leave? PS 182.
That was a great show. That is a huge contract. Tell me are there others that I need to know about? Because these are massive.
So the other one I want to highlight, I don't want to sit here and talk about who's making so much money, but Aaron Rodgers, our favorite crazy Packer, just signed to stay at Green Bay, which is great,
I guess,
for $150 million over 3 years.
3 years?
3 years.
He's making $50
It's the highest contract ever.
Yeah, he's making $50 million a year. This crazy.
Yes, and they just traded Devontae, so I don't even know who he's going to throw to.
Yikes. So I thought you were going to talk about how baseball is back.
Thank goodness.
I learned today that my favorite string of pearls wearing baseball player is now playing for my favorite team. They traded Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson's coming over to the Giants, so I'm pretty happy about that. So pandas and pearls.
That's awesome.
Pandas and pearls are going to be the thing.
Thank goodness. Right? We all decided that we were going to let the boys play. There are some changes to the game. Mm-hmm. They're going to the universal DH, which means that it doesn't matter what league you're in. If you're a pitcher, you don't have to hit anymore.
Praise the Lord.
Right? This is a good thing because pitchers normally
not known for hitting.
Right? They're spending so much time working on their arm that they're not working on their body.
And you can make the argument that it actually like kind of makes the leagues unbalanced.
Right.
It's kind of not fair, right? Like if you're a National League team and you didn't have a designated hitter, there was always going to be one throwaway slot on your roster.
On your lineup.
In your lineup, because you were going to have a person who you knew wasn't really going to do anything for your team. But now it's much more balanced.
They are also going to a 9-inning doubleheader. Used to be 7.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's exhausting.
And when the game goes into extra innings, they are not starting with any runners on base anymore.
Oh.
Because this isn't Little League. It's Major League. We do not need to start with runners on base.
No.
It was an effort to hurry the game along.
Right.
Because when it goes into extra innings, right, you've already spent more time on the game. We don't have ties in baseball. And so a few years ago, to speed it up and make the extra innings process move more quickly, they would have a runner on second when you start. And they're doing away with that.
Good. They should.
And there's another major change that I can't remember.
I was going to say, we don't have to know everything because we will do baseball episodes. I'm planning to bring on my father-in-law, who is the voice of the AAA team here in Austin, Texas, the voice of the Round Rock Express. He's got a new book coming out called Grinders, which I did some work on for, and it's really great. We'll bring him on and teach you guys about baseball. So what we did for football, we'll do for baseball too. And
the Round Rock Express is named after their team owner, the Nolan Express, after whom my child is named.
I'm Nolan Rad. I'm terrible at that. My husband's way better at it than I am. I'm going to move on a little bit. So I'm going to talk about basketball, which I know 0 to 1 thing about. I actually played basketball when I was in middle school, and I'm a decent shooter. But my problem is that I never grew any taller than I was in middle school, so I couldn't really be effective on the court. But whatever. I got 2 stories out of this. I'm going to talk about the negative one first. Phoenix Mercury player Brittany Griner, star of the WNBA. You might have heard of this. She was arrested in Russia for possession of a CBD vape pen on February 17th. My issue, aside from the fact that we are watching a war happen between Russia and Ukraine right now, is that Russia is not known for treating prisoners kindly. So it's a little terrifying that she's there. But also, why isn't this bigger news? Why aren't we hearing about this more and more? Can you imagine if Aaron Rodgers was arrested in Russia? It would be the only thing anyone was talking about. This is huge. We didn't hear about this until 3 weeks after she was detained. Not okay. And just today we found out that they're going to extend her detainment, her arrest, until May 19th. She will have spent 3 months in Russian detainment, whatever that might mean. That's terrifying. Wow. So this should be bigger news. There are change.org petitions going around, which I will link in the show notes if you want to help. I don't know how much it does help, but this is a problem and we need to make this bigger news because this is absolutely terrifying. Well, that's the first thing. The second thing is this beautiful story that I love. The Phoenix Suns is an NBA team. So we have Phoenix Mercury, WNBA, Phoenix Suns, NBA. Got it? Okay. This player's name is Bismack Biyombo. He is donating his entire season's salary to build a new hospital in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He was inspired by the medical professionals who cared for his father before his father passed away, and he's naming the hospital after his father.
Oh my gosh.
His entire season salary. Oh my gosh. I have little happy tears. It's the sweetest, kindest, most amazing thing. I love this story. Basketball players are not paid the same way that Aaron Rodgers' new contract is, but it's still an excessive amount of money that they're gaining. But I do think that this is significant and special. And so I just wanted to highlight that. And I got all of my sports information aside from the Jock Peterson trade. I got all of my basketball information from The Gist on their Instagram account. So if you don't have time to go follow The Gist and get their newsletter, go to their Instagram account, which I will also link in the show notes.
So Ukraine.
That's depressing, right?
Right. Today, while we're laughing and kicking back and having a good time, we are thinking about these individuals and the pain and the sadness that they're going through. It is the great tragedy of this year, and hopefully everything will be over soon, although it doesn't look that way.
I don't know how it ends, and I'm just hopeful that this ends soon. I don't see how it ends. I just don't. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that things start to go the way that we want it to go. And my heart goes out to everyone who's affected by all of this. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So in order to lift your spirits,
here we go.
We've got some gems to share.
Here we get to the good part.
Go for it.
Okay, so this is the part of the show, the gem of the week, the part where I share something terrible that has happened to me that is hilarious to everyone else.
Roaches? No?
And so here we go. We saw a car that had a paper plate that had the date October 20th, 2021 on it.
I'm sorry, a paper plate where? I'm confused.
No, a temporary license plate.
Oh, a paper.
Okay.
My stupid self is over here like, wait.
You're like, it's Chinette. Like,
is it HEB brand? Did they write on it with a Sharpie?
Is
it just in the back window? Oh my, I really did think that. No, I'm tired.
No. So no, they have a temporary license plate that says October 20th, 2021. Okay. John and I are dying laughing. Like, man, why isn't this guy pulled over? This is March.
Yeah, that's a long time.
This is March of 2022. And I was like, yeah, the cop pulls him over. Dude, can you tell me you bought your car on October 20th? Why do you still have the paper plates? John whips his head over. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't have whiplash from turning so fast, and says, what do you mean he bought his car on October 20th? He bought his car in September. His plate expires on October 20th.
Yes, that's how that works.
And I said, no, they put the date of sale on there.
Oh, honey, no.
And I am adamant. Okay. And he was like, you've never been more wrong. And I was like, no, you're wrong. I am dying because you think you're so right, but you are going to get proved wrong.
Oh, no.
I whip out my cell phone. I'm like trying to look it up and text the Texas Department of Transportation, for those of you who are not listening in the state of Texas. Their website says, oh, yes, the paper plate expires 60 days from issue, And I was like, yeah, 60 days from issue. Issue date, October 20th. So it would have expired in December.
No.
And John is still laughing. And he's like, you're dumb. I don't understand. I thought you had a master's degree. And I was like, well, temporary license plates weren't part of my program, right. But you're wrong. You're wrong. They put the date that it was issued. And he said, no police officer wants to sit there and count like, oh, has it been 60 days? Your registration on your car shows an expiration date, not an issue date.
Oh.
That plate expired on October 20th. Well, at this point, I said, no, I'm going to call it dealership.
Yeah, you got to double down.
I am going to call Round Rock Toyota and ask them when these plates expire.
Shout out to Round Rock Toyota.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Can we get a sponsor?
He said, don't do that.
Anybody work there?
I'll settle just for free oil changes. I don't need a car.
She doesn't speak for both of us.
Yeah. So he says, no, don't call. You'll embarrass yourself. It's a Saturday. They're busy. They don't want to listen to you call them and ask about paper tags. I said, okay, well, I'm going to call my mom.
Oh, gosh.
And he said, your mom? Your mom who doesn't pump her own gas? Your mom?
Oh.
My mom learned how to drive when I was old enough to remember.
Oh.
She doesn't buy gas. This is a rule. The only time that she ever bought gas was when my dad was away on temporary duty for more than a month or whatever, and her gas tanks ran out. And once I got old enough
did you do it for
pump,
her?
She would make me.
My mom had that same situation. I remember her telling me that she would get gas on her hands somehow, and so she just stopped doing it. And then when I was with my mom and she needed gas, I was the one who would pump the gas because I've only ever had it spill out on me one time.
Anyhow, he says, your mom's not an authority on this. You can call your dad. So I call my mom and she's yelling to my dad and she's like, oh yeah, it's probably the day you buy it. That makes sense. And my dad's like, no, Lynn, no. It's the day it expires. No police officer wants to try and figure out what 60 days is. It's the same thing. And then, on top of my dad saying I'm wrong, John then drives around the parking lot at IKEA and points out paper tags with times that haven't happened yet. He was like, This one says April 27th, 2022. That's in the future. Did he buy his car tomorrow? What? You did it wrong. And then for the next several days afterward, every time he sees a paper plate with a date in the future, he is dogging on me.
He will never let you hear the end of that. You will be 60 and he'll still be talking about that with you. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Because I was so sure I was right.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I was so... I was gloating. I was like, you're going to be sorry. I am right and you are wrong. It is definitely the day you buy it.
It's so embarrassing.
It's embarrassing and also amazing.
Yes.
Two other great ones.
Yeah.
My son is now watching the 1960s Adam West Batman.
Nice.
And I had forgotten how great it is / how terrible.
Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, yeah.
There are parts of it that have not aged well.
Lots of it.
Like them going to the Moldovan dinner party. And it's like, ugh, Moldova.
Moldova is a interesting country. I studied it in college. But yes, it's weird. It's a weird thing
John did a study abroad in Moldova.
What? No one goes to Moldova.
No, he did. And then the other thing is we went out to a brewery the other day because this is a great family activity.
Just take the kids to the brewery. It's fine.
Just take the kids to the brewery. Like I packed finger paints and some parchment paper to put down.
So
and
smart.
Kit is finger painting and we're having a beer. But before we were picking a spot, we're looking for a table that's kind of socially distanced from everyone else because, as you know, my son is still unvaccinated. And so we picked a table that had a little planter in the center and it was a cactus. And Kit yells in his loudest 3-year-old voice, "We can't sit there. There's a cactus. It'll kill us."
Oh, poor baby.
So everyone on the patio is laughing. This poor 3-year-old. Like, it's not going to
kill us. Did I tell you about the time that my son wanted to watch, what are those plants that eat bugs?
Venus flytrap.
Thank you. He wanted to watch a video of a Venus flytrap. And then when he watched how it worked, he sobbed hysterically for like half an hour because the fly died.
Yeah.
Like I told you, it's called a fly trap for a reason. It traps the fly. And he's like, but then does the fly get out? Oh, nope. That was a rough situation. Speaking of my son, so my family just got back from Port Aransas, which is a Gulf beach town outside Corpus Christi in Texas. There's a place that we like to go to get gelato there, and we get coffee there and all this other stuff. My son had just gotten a pair of very cool sunglasses that were like, you know, like have like the rainbow looking lenses and all that. And he was super stoked about them. And he was eating his gelato and decided that he needed to get up and do the floss dance in the middle of the coffee shop. And he's so bad at it. He's so bad at it. Like, I mean, it's hard enough to do that dance, but then when you're 5 and you have no idea what you're doing, it's even funnier. Right. And I definitely caught it on video because it was just,
of course,
it was just so perfect. He's like, "Mom, are you watching my dancing?" I'm like screaming it in the middle.
Yes.
I'm like,
I'm watching it through my phone as I record it.
Absolutely. In the mornings before school, both my husband and I work out. I usually work out first and then my husband will work out after. And so my husband's obviously like sweaty, right? It's like a workout, you know. And so
yes.
I'm usually like cooled off and everything while I'm getting Sam ready for school. Well, my husband comes into Sam's room as we're getting dressed for the day and finishing up our getting ready process and goes to sit down on my son's bed and he's sweaty. And my son looks deadpan straight up at my husband and goes, "Don't put your sweaty butt on my bed." It was just like rude, but fair.
Well, okay.
Rude, but fair. I understand. And honestly, had you tried to put your sweaty butt on my bed, I would have said it the exact same way. So totally get it.
Please.
Right. Use your manners. Sometimes there's not time. Sometimes there's not time for manners. And if someone's sweaty ass is about to be on your bed, I get it. I get it. Okay. I have to tell you this other, I'm doing a lot of social media for our show and I have been following some very funny parents on Twitter and I have to read you this tweet. This tweet is from Katie D and her handle is at KatieDeal99. Katie, Katie deal, like I got a deal on this dress. It has pockets, and 99 like it's 99 cents.
It was 99 cents. I wear your grandpa's clothes.
Nice.
I look incredible.
I haven't heard from him in a while. What's he been doing?
Shopping.
In your grandma's closet? Oh, Lord. Okay, so the tweet was, her daughter says, "Mom, why do you have lines on your butt?" And she says, "This is supposed to be a safe space or safe place." I related to that so hard because that statement right there, it wasn't on my butt, it was my forehead. But that's the reason why I have Botox in my forehead, because my son looks me dead in the face and goes, "Mom, why you got those lines on your face?" Excuse me, rude. Don't have time for this. But again, her name is KDDL99, and I thought it was really funny. So she tweets really good stuff. If you're a parent, it's relatable. So go for it.
And when you're following her, you can go ahead and follow us.
Right. All right. Do you have any obsessions right now?
Okay, I am obsessed with 2 things right now.
Oh, she's very excited.
Yeah. The first thing I am obsessed with is the IKEA picture shelves.
Okay, why?
They're like little ledges.
Yeah.
They look like molding.
Uh-huh.
They're, I don't know, 4 inches deep. They're very, very shallow, and they have a little lip. And the idea is you're supposed to balance a picture on it and like lay it there. And you see a lot of people on Pinterest using them for like books in their nursery.
Yes.
Okay, so we have used them in 2 different ways.
Okay.
The first was a few months ago. We put a rail behind our couch so that you can put your drinks behind
that's
you.
top tier.
It's amazing. The couch is almost to the back of the wall, right? We're not losing a lot of depth here, but you can just lean over and put your drink behind you. It's amazing. The second thing we did was we displayed them in our bar area, put our collection of tasting beer glasses on them. So every time we go to a new brewery, we buy their flight glasses. And so we have a collection of somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 of those. And we put these shelves up and they look so adorable.
Oh, I love that.
So IKEA shelves for the win.
Okay. And they're easy to put up, right? It's not like you're putting up like a lot of work.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. The second thing I am obsessed with, shout out to my husband's best buddy. He gave us his Love Sack beanbag.
Oh, where is it?
It is in the living room right now because it's right in front of the fireplace because we're done with fireplace time.
Yes.
In Texas. It's March. But once it gets cold, I guess we'll move it upstairs. But it is big enough to hold 2 people. Both my children fell asleep on it the other night. I am sitting in it all the time.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love the price tag even more.
Yeah, because it was
free 99.
Yes, exactly. And you didn't even have to use any sort of 5-finger discount to make that happen, which is really awesome.
And if I did want to use a discount, it would probably be a 20-finger discount because it is very heavy and hard to move.
Yeah, those are huge. That sounds awesome. You know where I'll be next time I come to your house. Be sitting my happy self.
Oh my gosh, yes. Everyone has to have a chance to sit in the Astrodome seats and the Love Sack.
Yes, I've done one, haven't done the other, so we'll make that happen. You know, my hair is wild, and I always say it looks like a lion's mane, and it really, really does. It's not a joke. So I have started to embrace the natural texture of my hair. And, you know, my hair has always been like wavy and kind of wild. And it, you know, there's something very Carrie Bradshaw about my hair, but I've started.
You are talking to someone who has 7.5 hairs on her head. Each one of them is fine. And my hair is straight as a board. So do not complain about having texture. My hair looks like a literal pony's tail.
I don't dislike having texture. I dislike having uneven texture because classically wavy hair like mine is wavy in the bottom layers of your hair and straight at the top of your head. So it's very difficult to get any consistency out of it. And it's very annoying that it will like be super curly and frizzy on the underside and then like straight near my face. Super obnoxious. Right. So I've started plopping my hair, which is when you put your product in after you wash it and then you like wrap it in a cotton t-shirt and you tie it around your head to go to sleep. And let me tell you, there are fewer things more attractive than me in my sweatpants and my mouth guard and my hair wrapped in a cotton t-shirt. But
you sound like a prize to be
I mean, let's be clear. I really am. So this has been the way that I have been able to like take my hair out of this t-shirt in the morning, and my hair is like super curly in the morning now.
Does it dry?
Yeah, it's in a cotton t-shirt. It dries. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cotton is like better at absorbing the like liquid in your hair, the moisture out of your hair. It just doesn't make it frizzy. It's like sleeping on like a
Hmm.
silk pillowcase. It just keeps it from getting frizzy. So, yeah, it's been really good. So I'm obsessed with doing that.
Are you going to use your Von Miller t-shirt now that he's on a different team?
No, because my allegiance is still to the Broncos. As
Okay.
terrible as they have been, that's where my allegiance lies. So, no. But I do have a t-shirt from high school that I no longer wear that I use for my hair. And then also, we're going to talk about this on a future episode as well, but I have been on TikTok learning as much as I possibly can about
The Duggars.
no. Are they on TikTok?
Oh, they are not, but there's plenty of people who are talking about them.
Oh, yeah. There's so many good conspiracy theories on TikTok. I can't even. My favorite one is the one about there's a Kardashian who might not have the same dad as some of the other Kardashians that we know of. That's my favorite conspiracy theory that I found on TikTok. But that's not what I'm talking about. This is
Okay.
me learning as much as I possibly can about adult female ADHD. And the reason that I'm doing this is because my son has recently gone through an evaluation at school, and we're pretty sure there's some things that we're going to be dealing with in the coming years. And one of them is possibly ADHD. We don't know yet for sure, but we're going through
We live that life in our
right.
house.
We're going through an evaluation, and he's flagging hard for some things that, make me think this could be in our future. But ADHD is genetic, and it's got to come from someone, and it's not coming from my husband. So maybe it's me. And I'm pretty.
Have you heard of Done?
Have I heard of what?
Done.
No.
Done.
No.
Okay, so they are an online service that will pair you with a mental health professional who can diagnose you over a Zoom call
Ooh.
and prescribe medication for you.
Is it the kind of medication that is the stimulant medication, or is it a different kind?
I imagine that because of their process, they probably offer you a lot of options and discuss what is available.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure that there's plenty of people that they see that they do not prescribe.
Mm-hmm.
It's $20 to sign up.
Mm.
And then when you do your eval, it's $180.
Okay.
From there, you can choose to continue the relationship or
Mm-hmm.
not. All of it is done online.
That's really convenient because I use a different online doctor service. This particular one cannot prescribe the stimulant that is the controlled substance. So if medications that they can prescribe don't work, then I have to find someone who's out in the community to help me. So it's something worth looking at. But I have been finding great resources on TikTok. There's lots of people who can kind of talk you through what those symptoms actually are, how common this is, and all kinds of things. You can look up hashtags about ADHD and you will find great resources. And one of my favorites is Katiosaurus. She's got lots of really good tips that are helpful if you're interested in looking at that. So that's my other obsession. It's just trying to get as much information as I can.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Well, and I'm hoping that we can take this information and turn it into something that our listeners can get some help with, because you having gone through acquiring the services that your child needs, and I'm going through that process right now, I think that would be really helpful.
I think so
But
too.
I want to also advocate for myself at the same time.
Today is all about apps that we love.
Yes.
And so we can start with the spinach and artichoke chip and the Southwest egg rolls.
Awesome blossom.
Oh, that was my number one craving when I was pregnant with Abigail.
No, really?
The bloomin' onion. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. My number one craving. And I did not give into it.
What?
No, I am not going to go eat 1,100 calories or whatever it is in onion.
Oh,
And finally,
breaded
when I was
onion.
like, I don't know,
Breaded and fried
130
onion.
months pregnant, I went. I told the server as soon as he came to the table, look, I am here for a pregnancy craving. It is just the bloomin' onion. If I finish the first one, just bring me a second one. Don't even ask, because I don't want to have to say yes.
Right. And
I ate two.
yeah.
When I was pregnant with Kit, I really wanted fish donut.
Barf. Hi, my name is Ralph. That's disgusting.
I settled for sopapillas with sprinkled onions on top.
That is the nastiest thing that you have ever said to me.
Yeah. I was like, I just want you to go get a piece of fish from Lon John's and then like take it to Krispy Kreme and let them glaze it like a donut. And my husband is saying, no, Jen, I
No.
cannot feed that to
Mm-mm.
you. You are carrying my
Right.
child.
No, that's so gross. I didn't have any weird cravings like that. I just wanted salt. Like all I could think about was salt. And my first craving was, did you have Fazoli's where you were growing up? Do you know what Fazoli's is?
Oh, I worked at Fazoli's for 3
Of
days.
course. Of course you did. So I really wanted Fazoli's spaghetti with meat sauce because it's so salty. Like it's just, oh my God. And I wanted their breadsticks really badly. Not Olive Garden.
Oh my gosh, the breadsticks are so
I
good.
know. Not Olive Garden breadsticks, which I know I'm going to get some hate for. I wanted Fazoli's breadsticks.
No, Fazoli's are better because they like soak them in the
Oh
butter.
my God.
So the bottom is all crispy and like liquid.
It's so gross. It's so gross. That was all I wanted. And then the rest of the time, just like the saltiest French fries ever. That's it. That's all I wanted was salt.
Dipped in donut.
No, no, but I would have dipped it in a Wendy's Frosty.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's not even a pregnancy thing.
Right. That's French fries 101. That's one kind of app that we like. But the other ones we're talking about are apps for your phone. Now, full disclosure, Jenny and I are both iPhone users. So if these apps are unavailable to you because you are an Android user, our apologies, but probably most of them are going to be available on both platforms. Okay, so I am a complete nutbag about making sure everything gets done. One of the things I really struggle with is getting started on a task. I can do the task once I get started, but I get very overwhelmed very easily with what needs to come first, second, third, etc. And I have used the iPhone reminder app, but I'm not a fan. And the reason I'm not a fan is it doesn't remind me after I've missed it. Like I can hit snooze and it'll come back, but like the next day, it doesn't continue to remind me that it's there.
Right.
So I use a different one for task management and I use TickTick. You can integrate it with your calendar.
Tick, boom?
No.
Sorry.
She had to do it, guys. No, it's just TickTick. It's really simple and clean looking, but you can't integrate it with your calendar and you can categorize. It is free to use.
So I have a favorite free app. I have never played it, but it's a favorite in our household. Candy Crush.
Okay, but this is task management.
No. Let me tell you. I live with someone who has been the #1 Candy Crush player in the world at one point.
I do remember you telling me this story and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Just what?
During the height of quarantine, this is what John really focused on was I am going to be the #1 Candy Crush player in the world. And he would play all night. He does not spend any money. This one of his rules is he will not spend any money on Candy Crush. But when he was #1 ranked, I had a t-shirt made for him that said, I crushed the world.
Oh, that's precious.
He's worn it 0 times.
Yeah. I mean, some accomplishments, I guess you just can't be that proud of. I don't know. But how is this task management? Explain.
It's not task management. It's just free. I just needed to say the story.
It's a great way to get yourself off task is with Candy Crush. I don't know if you've ever heard of a Pomodoro timer, but they're timers that basically the idea is you make yourself focus for a certain amount of time and then you get a break and then you make yourself focus again and then you get a break. And then after a few times that you focused, you get a longer break. So there's a great Pomodoro timer that I have on my phone that's called Focus Keeper. It's also free, very helpful to use.
This is great for teens as well.
Yes. It's really good for also if you are a fan of screen time in your house, as we are, it's good for like monitoring how much screen time because you can say like, okay, 20 minutes of screen time, 20 minutes off. And you can sort of set a timer like that too. So I've done it for that. And my other one that I love for task management is Cam Scanner. I want to make sure I'm clear on what this app does. This app allows you to take a picture of a piece of paper and turn it into a PDF and then upload that PDF to a destination of your choice, like Google Drive, Dropbox. I believe it connects to OneDrive.
And that is the big difference. It's the and upload. Right? Because the Apple Notes app will take a picture of a document and scan it. But now it is held in your notes. You have to send it off to the next place.
Right.
I have to email it to myself.
Right. Which is not what you want. So This app, Cam Scanner, is free for a basic version. You can pay for an upgraded version where you can like take pictures of your ID and stuff like that. It's got like a basic mode that's free, and then there's a premium that's like $5 a month, a gold that's $10 a month. The free one works great. So Cam Scanner, so TickTick.
But if you're striving to be a gold member of an organization, $70 a year for Cam Scanner is really not that much
No,
money.
it's not. That's true. Although I'll just stick with being a gold member of Starbucks. I have many stars. Many.
Do you remember when that was like a real accomplishment and you would get your gold card
I
in the mail?
still have that thing somewhere. I'm sure in this house I have a gold. I think actually I gave the card to my husband.
And then you had the app on your phone.
And then I had the app on my phone. Yep, exactly. I think that's how that works. So my 3 task management productivity apps that I love are TickTick, Focus Keeper, and Cam Scanner. Do you have others that you like for doing work?
Yeah, I was recently introduced to Trello. Trello.
Tell me about this.
Trello is like the Pinterest of work boards. And you can categorize tasks that need to be done. You can color code them and assign them to different individuals who are all sharing the same Trello board.
Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, it's super great. So I used it when I was planning an event with a committee. And everybody had different roles that they were supposed to do. And Trello allowed us to put up surveys. Hey, what do you think about this title? Or would you like to go with this color pink or this color pink? And everyone on the board can vote. Everyone on the board can see what you're working on. And it pops up on your account what you need to be handling.
I like that. That's a great idea. It's super helpful for group projects. I also have a list of photo apps that I find to be important. One of them, my most favorite and reliable, is just the Google Photos app. If you have a Gmail account, you have a Google Photos account as well.
Yes.
And this is amazing. You can organize by person, you can organize by place or by thing. Any noun you can think of, it will show up if you search for it. And you can like identify people in your pictures, and everything will start like categorizing, and it'll start matching faces on its own, which is really helpful. You can create albums, you can share them with people and have other people be contributors. It's great. I love it. What I really like about it is that if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of phone storage, maybe you have an older model phone or whatever, Google Photos will go in, clear out all those photos on your phone, put them in your deleted photos folder, and then they'll automatically be deleted after 30 days, or you can go in and delete them. So as long as you're syncing it, it will keep your phone running a lot faster because you don't have as many photos and videos on your phone. So that's my favorite one. I also like to use Chatbooks. Chatbooks is a subscription service where you pay like $10 every time you reach a certain number of photos. I believe it's 60. And you can pull these photos from your social media accounts. So these are the photos that you are proud of, that you have shared with people, and it will turn them into a photo book for you. And it's $10 a book. It's great. And if you hashtag your photos, you can tell it to pull all the photos with that particular hashtag and turn those into a book. And it will put a date on the spine. It'll say like May 2020 through December 2020 or whatever it is. But as soon as you have 60 photos, it will throw them in there. And you don't have to just use your hashtagged and Instagram photos. You can throw in extra ones from your Google Photos account or from your phone if you want to. That's a really great one. And I have given that to family members before. That one's fun. Oh, and my other one is FrameBridge. Have you heard of this one before?
I have not.
FrameBridge is a company that will frame your photos for you, but they have an app and you can pull photos from your phone and like arrange framing and do the whole order on your phone.
Oh my gosh.
I have some FrameBridge work to do. Depending on the type of frame and everything, it can get a little pricey, but just framing.
But that's framed art.
Anything you frame like that is going to be like that. So I did one that was like a custom picture of my grandmother after she passed away that I gave to my grandfather. I was able to do it within hours after she passed. And I got the photos sent to him very fast, and they're really good at helping out if you need something, and if you want them to choose the best framing and matting, they'll do that for you too. So those are my 3 photo ones. I've got Google Photos, Chatbooks, and FrameBridge. health ones. We all have health apps that
Mm.
we like. One of mine is Water Reminder. I'm terrible about remembering to drink water, especially when I was teaching full time in the classroom. I did not drink water because then you'd have to stop and go to the
You have to
bathroom.
pee.
And if you don't have a good schedule for that, then you're out of luck or you're asking someone to cover your class at the same time of day every day. So I installed Water Reminder and I can set a goal for the day. It syncs with Apple Health, which is really nice. There is a paid version, but you can also do the free version if you don't mind that there are ads sometimes. And you can choose like different beverages and it will tell you how much water content is in them. So, like, for example, if you have 16 ounces of coffee, it will tell you that you're drinking 13 ounces of water and it will count towards your water consumption.
Yay!
Yeah, so that one is really nice. And again, it syncs with Apple Health if that matters to you. So there's that. And that one's like $36 a year, or you can spend $4 a month if you want to do it that way. And they offer discounts pretty regularly. And then the other one that I really like is Headspace. I know some people like the Calm app. Headspace is a subscription based service. If you are a teacher, they offer super deep discounts, or at least they were last time I re upped. During COVID, they were giving away free subscriptions to teachers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that one was kind of important. And even if I don't necessarily use Headspace every day for myself, we do use it for my son. We try to get him to calm down at night. It does not usually work. However, they have really
You need the ferret.
I probably do need the ferret. Novelty, though, for him is like exciting and he'll start to, yeah. So they do have really great integrations with Sesame Street. So there are some really cute Sesame Street podcasts that Headspace has done. So there's like Abby's Fairy Garden, and you can listen to Abby talk about fairies, and then one of the meditation guys comes on and like lulls you to sleep. And those are like 20 minutes.
Nice.
And then there's other ones that are just like little meditations that are again integrated with Sesame Street for like how to help yourself out if you're feeling frustrated or nervous or overwhelmed or impatient or sleepy. And they're little like 3-minute cartoons, and they're very, very cute, and I love those. So Headspace is the other one that I would highly recommend.
Very cool. I know that the world loves MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put My Plate right up against it. My Plate is also free, and they have a subscription option, but they are a little bit more local to you and I. And so they have all the carb and calorie counts for HEB banned groceries.
Oh, that's nice.
Or restaurants in the Austin area.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, it's super easy to use. You can put in a goal for calories if you want. You can put in a goal for different macronutrients. I think there's a fee associated with like really breaking down all of that and managing how many grams of fat you're going to eat a day.
Yeah.
But for me, I count calories and I count carbs, and My Plate has worked beautifully for me for $0.
I love that. I would only want to count sugar. Like I want to monitor my sugar intake. That's my biggest issue. But
I gave up all sweets for Lent. All sweets.
I'm impressed. I did not give up anything for Lent.
Well, and we don't do this Sunday loophole Lent.
No.
I don't know if you know this, but there's
I'm Catholic. Are you kidding me? Of course I know that.
Yeah, so you know. We don't do that. We do the full thing.
Good for you.
Easter, my kids better hide their baskets from me. That's all I do.
So every year we always had Fat Tuesday and Ash Wednesday before birthdays. It was really hard on my dad because he always gave up sweets for Lent too. But all of our birthdays, with the exception of my sister and my mom, there's 5 of us. My dad's birthday is Valentine's Day, and myself and my brother and 2 of my sisters are all in March. So he was like,
oh my gosh,
he only let himself have cake. That was but he would like savor it. Poor dad. I loved that. Okay, so should we talk music apps?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I am a Spotify user for my music.
Yeah.
But I use Good Pods to listen to podcasts a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And the reason I do that is because Good Pods is supporting indie podcasts like ours and allowing them to grow in a more equitable fashion, which is why we are showing up on charts on Good Pods and not necessarily on Spotify because we don't rank high enough yet. yet another reason why you should be rating and subscribing to our show. That said, Good Pods, if you're interested in indie podcasts, if you want to support them, if you just like finding new shows to listen to, this is a great app for you to try out. My other one that I really love, and I have been a devout, hardcore user of this app for years now, is Shazam.
That was like one of the first ones I ever downloaded.
Oh,
and that beer drinking one where you would like tip it and the glass would get empty. Or the fake lighter. I had that too. You would like swipe up and it would light.
That you could use at concerts.
Right.
Yeah. I love Shazam. Still do. They now have it set to integrate with like Apple Music, or you can open that song in Spotify directly and like it so that it gets added to your songs. It is the best, and it will put lyrics up if you need them. So I love that app, and I cannot get enough of it.
I have Ultimate Tabs or Guitar Tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Their app really used to just be a link to their website.
Oh, okay.
Right. A lot of those kind of were. They've really spent a lot of time working on their app. They have lessons online and thousands of songs available, multiple versions. And I'm not a guitar player. My husband is, but I can read the tabs and play the piano using those same chords. So he can open his phone and I can open mine and we can play a tune together. It's kind of fun.
That's really cool. I love that one. Okay, what else?
Yeah, we use something called Custodio.
Okay.
As a parent control on our daughter's laptop. She doesn't have a phone, but John put this Custodio, it's Custodio, and it monitors, it can send alerts to our phones when something objectionable comes up. It gives us a safety like weekly update and lets us know exactly. The other thing is it doesn't shut things down right away. It gives us a report of them. So we can go check.
And have a conversation as needed.
Right. Or we can say, oh, well, we can go back and look and say, oh, this wasn't objectionable. It was just a word on a page. Right. We can put the link in the show notes. I found a website called tomsguide.com that actually compares with a graphic lots of different parental control apps and kind of gives you a checklist of what they all contain and what they can and cannot do. So, you know, some people know about Net Nanny, some people know about Bark. RPact is one that's unique to Apple devices. But each one of those different parental control apps has different functionality. So you might need to pair 2 or 3 together to get everything that you want for your child. Again, my kid doesn't have a phone. We're just monitoring her laptop usage. So that was the right fit for us. There's lots of those out there, and this website compares a lot of them together.
Those are helpful. I don't quite need parental guides myself yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not coming.
Well, and that's what I thought when I started doing this research was, while our children really aren't there right now, I know that some of our listeners are
absolutely
in that journey.
Absolutely, for sure.
Some of our 1,000+ listeners, let's just
TikTok. I love this. Now, I'm going to put out a shameless plug and say that our TikTok handle is the same as our Instagram and our Facebook handles, but I am learning so much from TikTok. Now, you know this, I started a new job fairly recently, and I spend a lot of my time working with spreadsheets. A lot of my time. You can learn like hacks for how to manage these spreadsheets on TikTok. Takes 1 minute. 1 minute to watch it and learn it. They show it to you over and over. You can watch it 15 times if you want to, if you still don't get it after the first 10. It's amazing. I'm learning about ADHD, and then I get to take a little brain break and watch my favorite 2 dogs, Atsuki and Ivy, who are eating delicious treats from their mommy, and she makes a crocheted hat for them, and it's just so stinking precious. There are squid videos that I sent to Jenny this morning. It is the most fun. And to be clear, I was very skeptical at first. It was actually our friend Anne who convinced me to just like get on it to learn something. I only recently started creating anything on there, but it is very fun to be a user of TikTok. If you're not there,
Let me tell you this.
do it.
So my brother is in IT.
Okay.
Right now he does IT sales, but he used to be like the guy you call.
Sure.
Right. He learned very early on that his job was just to be the best Googler that he could be. And so he would chit chat with the customer and say, "Oh, just a moment. I'm going to get into your system through the back end, blah, blah." Meanwhile, he's watching a YouTube video on how to fix their problem.
Oh, that's actually how I did tech support for myself for like all of my teaching career.
So this is what I'm saying. Like TikTok is now like even better than that.
Yeah.
Because he could be sitting there on his phone searching through, watching a 1-minute video while he's talking about the weather in San Angelo or whatever.
It is a great resource. And if you're a teacher, there's teacher talk, there is book talk, there is doggy and like puppy talk. It's so easy to find something that you're interested in. I learn a lot about politics, but I really enjoy it. The one thing I will say is that it is a time suck, so make sure that you don't have anything else to do.
You know, I got kicked off a jury because I was playing Angry Birds on my phone in the courtroom.
Yes. You told me this story, which is hilarious. Who does that?
Yes. This is why I do not have TikTok.
Actually, this is why my brother still has not come into the here and now with a smartphone, because he's afraid he would spend too much time on apps and stuff like this. I do have another favorite social media app, and this one is not a social media app necessarily so much as it is a manager of social media. It's called Later. Later is a platform that's much like Hootsuite that enables you to schedule your social media posts. If you are someone who has a small business or you're trying to promote something, it is worth looking into Later. It's also later.com. There's a platform for your phone, and then there's also one that you can use on your computer. It is a great way to schedule out social media. That's how I manage all of our social media accounts. Ariella manages our TikTok because she's better at it than me. But I really like having this subscription service. Hootsuite was just outside of our podcast price range, and Later has tiered options that are much more manageable for a business that is just starting out. So it's worth looking into if that's something that you need. Is just schedule your social media posts. You get like 10 free or something like that, like 10 free Instagram posts, and then you have to like wait until the following month to do more. But if you get a paid version, you get way more than that. So, and it'll give you analytics and hashtags and stuff like that.
Oh, that's smart.
And stock photos if you need them.
When it comes to the socials, I love me some Bitmoji. We put it on my daughter's iPad, and so she and I can Bitmoji message each other back and forth.
Hold on. Bitmoji update from your friendly neighborhood marketer, me. Bitmoji is now going to enable you to share outfits across people. That is a new thing that is just coming out, that they're going to enable you to share that. Something to look forward to for you and Miss Abby.
I also like the tenor GIF keyboard.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
Okay, well, when you're sending messages and you want to be able to send all these great GIFs, you need the tenor keyboard.
Okay. Is it like
super
Giphy?
Easy. You can pull,
Okay, but just on your phone. But I like that there's more options.
My all-time favorite.
Yeah.
And can become a total time suck, and does have some fees associated with it if you want to go there. Otherwise, you can just watch ads. Reface.
Tell me what this is. I do not know this.
Reface is amazing.
Okay.
First off, shout out to Jennifer for showing it to me. It is so good. It takes your face and puts it in popular memes. You have a funny GIF, you have a picture, you can put your face on it. Do you want to be Leslie Knope?
Of course I do.
Yes. Reface, free to download, free to use a couple of times a day. You can't do like 25 of them, or, they'll be like, okay, sorry, you're on a free trials today. And you can put in as many people as you want. There are some where you can put like 2 or 3 people in the same video.
Wait, it does memes and GIFs?
Uh-huh.
Oh, because one of my favorite GIFs ever is the one when Leslie Knope is like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to break dance. She starts breakdancing.
And so you can send people videos of you.
Of me breakdancing.
Right.
As Leslie Knope.
I have been Cher on more than one occasion.
Oh, for sure. So that sounds awesome. I love the idea of making myself into
all of these great gifts.
Absolutely. Do you know what Amazon Smile is?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
If you don't know what Amazon Smile is, it is a way for you to use your purchases to contribute to a charity of your choice. There is a different app for Amazon Smile than there is for Amazon. So you can use the Amazon Smile app, or in your Amazon app, you can turn it on. Or there used to be a different app. So either way, if you use the Amazon app, go turn on your Amazon Smile and choose a charity to give to.
So can I tell you about some like not useful at all, but super great?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Route takes all of your tracking from all of your emails and tells you when your packages are going to arrive.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
You have to let them check your email, which I'm like totally fine with because, you steal my identity, you get the debt that goes with it. Route is super fun. You can see all of your packages all tracked in one place. Night Sky 10 or Night Sky X.
Okay.
I love it because I am such a nerd. It sends me an alert when the space station is flying over my house so I can go outside and watch.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Heads Up. Have you played Heads Up?
Is that the one where you put your phone on your forehead?
You put the phone on your head and it tells you a word and everyone has to describe it to you. And then if you get it right, you move your phone and it will give you the next word. It's like Taboo and Catchphrase and all of those, but it plays on your phone. Super handy when you're waiting in line with your kids.
Yes, that's a great idea. I love that.
If they are readers, they can describe.
Yes.
If they are not readers yet, you can describe to them. And they have all kinds of games inside Heads Up, different decks to play. And then the other one I was going to tell you about is Melange.
Ooh, what is this?
Melange lets you choose the items that you have in your bar, and it will tell you cocktails you can make with them.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Okay, I have a couple of finance ones I need to share. So one of them is Digit. Digit is a paid service, but it's like $5 a month or something, but it will take little amounts out of your bank account and save them for you. Yes. Yes. And I have a share code, and if anyone wants it, you will hook me up if you use mine, but I'm going to send it to Jenny. Because she needs to have this. Like you can set a goal. So like, let's say you have an expensive gift in mind that you want to buy and you need $500 and you need it by, June 30th. You can say, I need to save $500 by June 30th, and it will pull money from your account for you so that you don't have to think about it. When I needed to buy a new phone, this is how I did it. I just put the money away. And then when I had the money, when I met the goal, I was like, okay, now I can go buy my phone. Like this is really great. And it will also do it just like it'll set up like a rainy day fund for you automatically, and that it will just pull money out of. And then you can set it so that if you like go below a certain amount, it won't pull money. It will also kick money back over to you if it sees that your account is looking a little rough, which we've all been there. Some of us more recently than others. So that's a really good one to have. I also like Fetch Rewards app. You take a picture of your receipt and it gives you points and you can use them towards gift cards. Ibotta does something similar, but Ibotta you have to watch an ad in order to make that happen, but Fetch you don't have to do that. So that's something to think about.
Oh, that's nice.
And Drop is another one that does that too. You can make a purchase through Drop for various companies, and then they'll give you some kind of reward back for it.
I keep a checkbook register app, a free one.
Yeah.
And it doesn't connect to my bank. It's just a log. And I enter deposits rounded down to the nearest 10 and withdrawals rounded up to the nearest 10.
Smart.
When we're ready to go on vacation or something, I will reconcile against my bank account and have saved however much, because sometimes I've spent $29, so I only saved $1 by entering it as 30.
Right.
But if I get paid $79 and I enter it as 70, I just saved $9.
Right. I get that. That makes sense. I have to share this before I forget. I cannot believe I forgot this one and I left it out. This is not a finance app. If you are a parent of a child who is a prolific artist, as my child is, this app is called Archive. Artkive. Archive. This app.
Is this the one that
Yes.
you talked
Yes.
about? Yeah.
This app is genius for those of you who are parents and your kid makes a lot of stuff. What you do is you take a picture of the piece of art and it will archive them for you. And then when you're ready, you can turn them into a book so that you can get rid of the paper, but keep the memory that goes with it. So every couple of weeks or so, we have a big pile of Sam's work. We sort through it and my husband and I make decisions on which ones he will remember, which ones he won't, which ones he would be proud of, which ones he isn't. Sometimes we ask him for his opinion. Most of the time we don't because he's going to tell me that every single thing is important. That said, take a picture and then we can also use the app to make a little note about what the item is. It will save the date that it was created. You can assign it to a year like kindergarten or pre-K or whatever. And then you can send an email to people that need to see it, like grandparents. That's what I do with it.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah. And the books are.
What was the one you told me about when I had Kit that like tells you their milestones?
The Wonder Weeks.
Wonder Weeks. Yes.
Okay, talk about this
If you
one.
are a new parent or if you are expecting, this app is amazing. It's because it legitimizes all of the feelings that you have of why is my kid acting this way? They used to be da 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 da, and now they're right now. Kit is getting his 4-year molars, and for the last couple of weeks, he's been a little bit of a jerk.
Yeah,
and I was like, I thought he was like more aware socially than this.
Yeah,
and his temper is short, and he's just not himself. And then we saw, oh, he's getting teeth. Teeth make you a jerk.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, the Wonder Weeks app actually tells you every developmental leap that your child is going to take starting from the very beginning.
Yeah, we're talking like, if you put in the date of your child's expected delivery, so your due date, which is the correct like gestational age of your child, it will base it on that. So, for example, my son was born a week early, so we put in his due date. And then I am telling you, this was so spot on. It was like, here's why your kid's fussy. They're dealing with, all of a sudden they're going to be able to see color after this. And it's scary. And all of a sudden they can hear noises that are further away than they've ever been able to hear before.
And it syncs with your calendar. So when you look at your calendar, there's like a storm cloud. And it's because your child is about to go into one of these
and
leaps.
Be fussy.
And they're going to be fussy or
a jerk. Which we've all been there again too. So,
but it was so great for me as a second time mom, because I didn't remember all of these things from my first child. I thought, oh my gosh, how is it that Abigail was so easy and Kit so hard? Well, once Caitlin told me about this app, I could see what was coming and realize, oh my gosh, we have so many periods of okay. And then it goes into a little bit of challenge, but it lines up with what this app says my kid is going through.
And some of them, it will say like, this leap is a long one. This is a 6-week leap. And it goes up through, I think, age 1.5, maybe 2. It doesn't go further than that, which would be nice to know, like, because, my 5.5-year-old was getting his 6-year molars and I didn't know. So that would have been, helpful. But it does go for a while. And that's a really helpful. Another one, if you're a new parent, that I really, really liked was Baby C. So if you go to Baby C, like BABYSEE, you can download this app and it will show you, based on the age of your baby, what your baby can see. So you hold your camera up to someone or something and it shows you what it looks like to your baby. And you get to watch the vision of your baby change. And that one, I don't remember
Oh.
how I found that one, but it is, I mean, if you want to just check it out, like just go download it and make up a date for when your baby was, whatever, and just see how their vision changes. I had a bunch of them on here. Like I had Baby Connect, that one helped me track nursing and like naps and diapers and temperatures when I was hyper paranoid about all that stuff as a new mom.
I never recorded any of that. I actually got in trouble at the hospital because I wasn't writing it down. I was like, baby's eating. This is the time. Shameless plug.
Mm-hmm.
While you're downloading all of these apps, go into all of the ones that play podcasts and rate on all of them. 5 stars all the way across.
Truly helps us so much anytime we get a rating. Like we need as many ratings as we can get.
I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night tonight and I'm going to look at some of these apps instead of reading all about Anna and Josh. All right. Well, this is the time. Make good choices.
And use your gift cards and make sure to download cool apps and then tell us about them. And if there's one that we're missing, at us, tell us what app we missed. And again, use your gift cards. Bye.
You could use an iTunes gift card.
Oh, to buy apps and stuff. All right. Anyway, we got to go.
Right.
Goodbye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.